Hello, my name is Michael Mitzi, and today I'll be recording a vlog about the portrayal of the police and the negative aspects of police culture. I'm going to quickly focus on the 80s and 90s, which saw the emergence of police participation and obviously community revival from what was originally from the 50s. That obviously didn't just happen out of nothing. In 1981, you had the Brixton riots. I watched a documentary by Ross Kemp, and I quote him by saying that the community in Brixton felt they'd been targeted by the police for too long. And he left it that simple, but you could tell where he was coming from. And that was when you started to see in the emergence of financial planning and community policing, because they recognised that they weren't happy. And then also I'm going to relate that to Stephen Lawrence, whose death I believe was a catalyst to the treatment of murder, especially those treated by large police forces as well, where their resources are normally strained. So we're going to start by focusing on community policing. Obviously, Hughes and Mooney, to quote them, they defined community in two different ways, but I prefer their one choice as a critique of society. I choose that one simply because it is a better gauge in terms of policing, how the police would want themselves to be viewed, how they want society to react to police presence. And so if you have a strong community, you have a strong society, that general idea. What was interesting to contrast that is a sociologist, Clockars, claimed that genuine communities in modern cities are now very rare, and that when they are a genuine community, those communities tend to try and refrain from developing a relationship with the police, and that's because of instances like I said, Brixton, Stephen Lawrence, the London 2012 riots. That was a big one as well. And these events have caused serious rifts in trust. I looked it up. I found a BBC article about it, and there's a YouGov poll, and one of the YouGov polls claimed that 65% of people still trust the police. Whether they like or respect them is different, but to trust them, you could go to them, and only 31% said no. I believe it's 6,000 people asked. So that kind of stuff is an example. And to be fair, in 1962, the government did a similar poll, and they said, "Do you respect the police?" And at the time, it was 83%. Now, I know the question's slightly different, but I looked across the decades, and it's still pretty even. Community policing is beneficial, and it will help the portrayal of police culture because of the PCSOs, as well as the fact that they are now proactive and not reactive. They're not just there to stop crime as it happens. They want to ensure it doesn't happen again. It's about restorative justice as well. A police officer's role has evolved into such a complex and diverse one. The police officers are no longer just crime stoppers. They're peacekeepers. They're community helplines. They want to ensure that a neighbourhood watch team can also look after themselves without the police, but also let them know that the police will be there if they need them. And I think that's a really good way of advertising themselves to the community again, because of this huge drop in trust. And I find, especially coming from a police family, I find it quite upsetting, obviously, if people don't trust the police, obviously, because I've always believed my mother and father are excellent police officers. I'm biased, but in that sort of instance, it's one of these issues now where I look at it like this. There was an independent article, an article by The Independent, and it claimed that 1,500 people since 1990 have died in police custody or due to police brutality. I looked into it. Now, it claimed that it's claimed that no police officer ever held account for that. And I reckon that's got to be a lie, because I know for a fact there's gross misconduct trials, there's also, if it's criminal charge, if the Crown Prosecution Service find they can actually charge those officers for criminal reasons, they will do so. They will be suspended by the police, and they will then go to jail if found guilty. This is the problem. I feel like the media's portrayal has not helped the police whatsoever. There is no, obviously, police-friendly newspapers. The police have no influence over the newspaper, because obviously that's good. We're not like one of those societies. But however, it also doesn't do our police any favours. And at the same time, I want trust to build up. I want it to build up in the right way. However, to contrast that, the police did release figures. There was an independent article by the website called The Spectator, and they said that in 2015 alone, the Metropolitan Police has suspended 73 officers for corruption charges. Now, to me, that's a massive improvement straight away. That's exactly what I'm here to talk about. I could talk about it forever. I'm running out of time. But, that is exactly what you want. It's them being open to the public. I've got to come to my conclusion now. I do believe the police need to be more open. They need to be more honest with people. They need to let them know if they're going to suspend people for doing bad things. I feel like people want to see the punishing themselves, because if the police can hold themselves account, then they can hold themselves account, and that's what they want. And they also the preference of stop the searching. What was a racial institution is now hopefully no longer a racial institution. This was my vlog on policing standards and the aspects of the community. Hope you enjoyed it. Goodbye.